never know what women are gonna whip out on these tits and giggle nights. And my skit before, I completely made it up in like one night. And so I have to show you this because it's hilarious. So my project last night was to make a vibrator. And I just have to show you that, well, hold on one second, it's delicious.
Where was this?
Oh.
I just cut the tip and my boyfriend painted it. So, this ruins the effect. But it's beautiful, it was great. We're very creative, all of us. Ho Ho Ho's really got me thinking about the holidays. All the holidays. Halloween, everyone's just all dressing skimpy, prowling the streets. And then it goes on to Thanksgiving where we eat ourselves to death and still try to be sexy doing it. And it made me think about last Christmas when I was on the prowl looking for a holiday boyfriend, and I was looking for a man hung like a stocking. Thought I would give myself a Christmas gift, So I was going out a lot and tried Tinder a few times, but all of my dates were epic fails. I did have this one cool guy, but he smoked cigarettes. Oh, yeah. And he took me one of the only restaurants there is with a smoking section, and we only lasted like 10 minutes because I was like, isn't having a smoking section in a restaurant like having a peeing section in a swimming pool? It's like... He thought my criticism about his smoking would turn into a bad habit, so we didn't last very long. But I met a really nice guy on Elite Drive, and I told him to text me when he got home, and I'm pretty sure he's homeless. I've been waiting. So after that, I learned my lesson, and I was in the Island Snatch over there, in the gerbil dispenser area, and I met this really handsome man, and he was like, yeah, follow me on Twitter, and I was like, no, fuck that, I'm following you in real life. So for that Christmas, I got a sweater. I really wanted a motor or a screener, but, I'll take what I can get. So, every time I walk into a singles bar and I see a man, my mom's wise words just like pop up in my head, like, don't pick that up, you don't know where it's been. It's true, yeah. But, bars are a challenge for me. Drunk men are a challenge for me. After last Christmas and all my prowling, I decided to swear an oath to humanity that I would eradicate all stupidity. And being a redhead, you really just draw out the stupid. It just like seeps up. And I swear, the next person who says like some kind of does the carpets match the drape, I'm gonna like whip around and like strangle them with my hair.
Yes.
That's called just desserts. Serious. Yeah. And I've been around and a guy was like, hey, you're a beautiful redhead. I was a wild bush firefighter. Oh my god, yeah. I save a jug of gasoline in my car just for a guy like that. I don't shave. It's like a flourishing chia pet down there. But if you make a joke about my pubes or like how crazy redheads are, seriously, I'll shave it all off and start a fire in your house with it. I'll be like, don't tempt me, Women can be crazy sometimes, and men can be simple-minded. So, sometimes, I had this one guy, I don't know if he was trying to flirt with me or what, but he was like, do you know why between the tits and the hips is called a waist? I was like, oh, wait for it. And he goes, it's because you could put another pair of tits there.
Oh my God.
Right? Yeah. I was like, we're not dogs. We don't have to have litters of babies. And we're like, you got one mouth and two hands. What would you do with all that? I just pictured like a really epic game of like Twister or something, you know? Just trying to figure out what to do. But I was like, hey man, you know, you can buy lips, you can buy cheeks, you can buy foreheads and butt, you know. Just make more money and buy your chick another pair, you know, I guess, if that's what she's into. But what I always say, I was like, nobody has tits like these. And I am nobody, and nobody is perfect, therefore I am perfect! Yes! Woo! Yes! Yeah! Every morning I sit on the toilet and I contemplate like really fun logic, which hence like inspires the toilet logic. Like Confucius say, everyone knows like Confucius say knockoff jokes. Like the good ones are like, Confucius say, man who stands on toilet is high on pot. Yeah. You know, man who farts in church must sit in own pew. Now, man who drops watch in toilet has shitty time. These are all so great. The internet is filled with them. You can sit on your toilet and enjoy it every morning like I do. It's great. But since, you know, the holidays are coming up, I've been having all these thoughts, like really ethereal holiday spirit thoughts, like snowmen fall from the heavens unassembled. You know, just gives me these cute little ideas of like kicking your kid out in the winter and being like, here's a handful of rocks, go, you know, make some snowballs. Oh, you just gotta first cup them. But no, that's gross, don't do that, kid. And yeah, so, you know, the holidays, not everyone's as cheery as all of us here. You know, some people are real nays. And it made me think of this one time, like 6 years ago when I lived in California. And there they had mounted police, like cops on horseback. And I thought that was the coolest thing. I was like, oh, that's so pretty. But no, they're serious. And this one day I didn't have a car. It was like, you weren't cool if you had a car in California. You had a bike. So I'm riding my bike through town, and this cop comes trotting up next to me, you know. And he's like, hey, thought he was being funny. He was like, did Santa buy that for you? And I was like, man, I hope he doesn't think I stole it. So I was like, yeah, St. Nick hooked me up. You know, and he's like, oh, well, next year tell Santa to put a tail light on that bike. And then he issued me a $40 bicycle safety violation ticket. I was like, what an asshole. Like, he set me up on that one to be all cheery, you know? And I was just like, I took the ticket and I was so disgusted by this cop. I was like, you're the ones that we give a bad name. And, you know, just because I'm me and I was a jerk, I was like, so, by the way, did Santa bring you that horse? And he's like, thought he was humoring me. He's like, he sure did. You know, being all macho. And I was like, well, next year you should tell Santa to put the dick under the horse and not on top. Thanks, guys. Alrighty. And now I get the beautiful pleasure, besides to nip the tip of that banana, but to now introduce one of the great performers, Miss Froxer.